4 people charged in a deadly shooting at a Winchester apartment were in court today. We'll have the latest on what happened coming up.
A trip to Wendy's to get fast food landed a Lexington mom in jail. Details ahead.
A tobacco store in Western Kentucky is cracking down on sweaty dollar bills. We'll show you how they're handling the nasty cash.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. 4 Clark County murder suspects were back in court today.
Aaron Staley, Christopher Robinson, Lamont Wilkerson, and Lillian Barnett are accused of killing 19-year-old Amber Cottle when she was hit by a bullet fired in the Winchester apartment above hers. Today, a judge ruled all 4 suspects would be tried separately. Hillary Thornton has more from court. It's our top story at 4:30.
All 4 people charged in this case were inside of the courtroom today as the judge ruled that they will each receive their own trial. Aaron Staley, Christopher Robinson, Lamont Wilkerson, along with Lillian Barnett, who is out on bond, are all charged in the shooting death of Amber Cottle back in December of 2014. Detectives say Wilkerson, Staley, and Robinson went looking for marijuana in possession of the man who lived above Cottle. Investigators say there was a shootout in which Robinson was hit in the chest. 2 others inside that apartment were also shot, and Cottle was hit by a bullet that went through the floor. Prosecutors filed documents back in March that say they intend to present evidence of aggravated circumstances in the case, meaning they could pursue the death penalty for the man who fired a stray bullet that killed the 19-year-old, which police have said was Robinson, who is charged with murder, burglary, and 2 counts of assault. Now, also today in court, Robinson's attorney bringing up a motion to get rid of her client's statement made while being transported from UK Hospital to the State Reformatory Medical Facility. They will be back in court for a hearing on that motion June 8th. In Winchester, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
A status hearing for the other 3 defendants is now set for July 7th. Well, the rainy weather continues today with off and on some chilly showers as we head through the afternoon and into our evening hours.
I had to turn on the heat last night. It's at that point, but it's looking up for the weekend. We have this thing, Chris, called the Oaks and the Derby. Kind of important, right?
Yeah, there's little importance attached to both of those races, especially the one that comes on Saturday. And the weather is going to get better. At this point, though, anything's going to qualify as better. But yes, be patient. Promise you some much better stuff later tomorrow and into Derby Day Saturday. We look outside, comparing the numbers now to the same point yesterday. It's 10 degrees colder in Middlesboro, 3 degrees colder for the city of Lexington. Numbers today struggling for most of the morning into the early afternoon into the 40s. We could only top out 50 to 55 across the entire region, roughly 20 degrees colder than we should be. Your Defender Radar Network with a light shower or 2 southeastern Kentucky. Anyone is fair game for a sprinkle or a shower this evening. But notice the clearing to our northwest. That is going to scoot on in here as we get that stubborn area of low pressure to scoot on out of town. Heading into the day tomorrow, it gets a lot better. Sunshine into the afternoon, boosting thermometers. 65 to 70 across the entire region. We'll come back in just a few minutes and we will look deeper into that weekend forecast, guys. Not just for the ponies. We're talking about Mom's Big Day on Sunday as well. That's in 10 minutes.
Police arrested a Lexington mother who's accused of leaving her 23-month-old son home alone while she went to Wendy's.
According to Radiance Parker's arrest on citation, a manager at Cross Keys apartment heard a child crying. When no one came to the door, the manager called police, who then called social services and had the child removed. Police say Parker told them she was gone for 30 minutes, and when she got home, she saw police and was scared. They say she did not reach out to them until the next day. The texting controversy that erupted when a Lexington Catholic student was accused of using the word lynch with a younger African-American student brings up a lot of tough questions about privacy, hate speech, and the use of social media. Now, go to any school or college campus these days where students are gathered, and you'll find many, if not most of them, with phones out, using social media, sending text messages or tweets. But some are learning the hard way that firing off an instant message in the heat of the moment can come back to you and the school or business you represent in a harsh way.
If you make a threat on a text, then it can be considered a threat. And what we have with young people is often people will pull back to a just kidding, you know, JK, JK. They simply do not know that This is legal written communication, and it can be subpoenaed.
WKYT obtained a copy of the text messages of the accused Lexington Catholic student and the victim. As you will see at 6 tonight, they both tried to take back some of what they said. But social media can be unforgiving for all to see, no matter how private we think it is when we send it.
This is a whole new world for a lot of folks, and I think that there's a perception out there that a text message is strictly between two people, and we are finding out that it's not really private anymore.
Exactly. You know, I text my wife a lot, and I hope most of it's private. But there are a lot of different ways, Amber, that the text on this phone can become public. For example, if this phone was issued by WKYT, my business, my boss to me, they have every right to get the text messages off of this. If I'm a teenager, in this case, it was a Lexington Catholic mother who said that her 14-year-old son had a phone. She looked at the text messages, and she said she saw the word lynch twice. And that became public. So teenagers can have their phones checked. If for some reason you're involved in some kind of suspicious activity, even criminal, your phone, as that UK professor said, the text can be subpoenaed. And then, of course, people can screenshot your text messages that you send to someone and put that on the internet, and now it's really public. So tonight at 6, we're going to take a look at how this Lexington Catholic situation has brought up some broader questions about privacy with these phones, social media and texting, and how important the words are that we use.
And how they can live on long after
forever,
those phones.
in some cases.
Looking
yes.
forward to it. Sam, thank you. Well, tobacco isn't the only thing that employees at a Western Kentucky smoke shop have been smelling recently. As the weather warms up, the aroma of sweat-soaked bills festering in socks and undergarments has become an added work hazard. So management at Tobacco Road in Owensboro has instituted a new policy. They're saying no sweaty money accepted. Now they have a sign on the door that reads, yes it does, due to rising temperatures, we will not be accepting boob or sock money.
Some of them like to bring me some soggy money. They dig deep into their not so-called pockets to bring me some nasty money that we just don't want to accept anymore.
Folks, you cannot make that up at all. Manager Cindy Collins says business has actually gone up since the policy was adopted, and most customers get a big kick out of seeing that store's sign. That's a first for me.
I don't know how you follow that story.
Well, a state of emergency is in effect as a massive wildfire threatens to destroy a city in Alberta, Canada. More on how many have been forced to leave their homes coming up for you after weather.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Ugly weather for the past, several days now, from showers, thunderstorms, putting down heavy rain and hail to very cold conditions for this time of year. Mother Nature, you got to bring it a little better than this for the 1st of May, or any time of the year for that matter. Look outside. 9 live sky cams showing mostly cloudy skies every location that we look at. Little peak of sun from time to time into parts of central Kentucky, Campton, Jackson, down into Jenkins, where we've had a little better chance for a shower or two throughout the better part of the day. Your temperatures are barely getting to 50 in some cases across southeastern Kentucky. Most temps right now 50 to 55 degrees. Defender Radar Network, light rain, southeastern Kentucky. Anyone, and I mean anyone, is fair game for at least a sprinkle, if not a shower this evening. Is it a big widespread evening that's going to rain out softball games, soccer games, Little League games, or high school games? No, probably not, until you get into the far southeastern part of the state. But you're going to have to break out the jackets this evening with that low pressure center pulling down colder air. Heading into the day tomorrow, we look better. We go into Derby weekend and Mom's Day on Sunday. Now the thunderstorm threat begins to ramp up on that 3-day threat track, especially as we go to Saturday night and for the day on Sunday. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast over the next few days. Let's start you out with this evening. By 11, skies are becoming partly cloudy. Early tomorrow morning, it's a cold start to the day. Yet again, could see some pockets of upper 30s if you have a clear sky outside your house. Noon tomorrow, it's getting better. Upper 50s in the east, low 60s everywhere else. Partly sunny skies. Sun will take control then as we go into the latter part of the afternoon. 65 to 70, 70 Churchill Downs tomorrow with some sunshine. Amber, did you catch that? 70 Churchill Downs. She's good for that one. We go through your Friday evening. Thermometers upper 40s to around 50, and the forecast for Derby Day itself with temps that will top out into the upper 70s. We may hit 80. In some areas. Now we have a cold front that is dropping in during the evening. Timing on that is crucial. Why? Look what happens by between 5 and 11 o'clock. You get a line of thunderstorms to drop in from the northwest. Hopefully, that holds off until the latter part of the evening. That front then becomes stationary. 48 Covington, 58 to near 60 into southern Kentucky. Right along that boundary, we're likely to see some repeat showers and some thunderstorms rolling on through for your big day. 69 tomorrow, 79 for our Saturday. We go into Sunday. Better chance for thunderstorms here, and another stormy pattern tries to take shape into the first half of next week. Month of May, obviously famous for storms across the Bluegrass State and warmer temperatures. Hey, wait, did someone say storms? How about the movie Twister, guys? It turns 20 years old. It makes me feel really old. We're going to be having a special screening for the movie Twister, and it's free. WKYT Weather Watchers, you can become a weather watcher. You can watch Twister for free, Kentucky Theater, Tuesday, May 10th at 7:30. Get there a little earlier, and we're going to be there, the entire crew. We got the Weather Service folks are going to be there as well. We're just going to have a big old weather night.
You going to buy popcorn for us? Like the two of your friends right here?
For the two of you, I'll get the popcorn for you, huh? Butter?
How
No
cool
butter?
is this, though? How many times do we really quote this movie down here on the set?
Exactly right.
A number of times.
And think of this. There's a whole generation out there now. It's 20 years old who've never had a chance to see it in a theater.
Cool.
So this is your one chance to do that.
All right. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Well, a state of emergency is in effect as a massive wildfire threatens to destroy a city in Canada.
80,000 people have been forced to leave their homes, and as Hannah Daniels tells us, authorities say conditions are expected to get only worse.
The inferno rages on, threatening to reduce the town of Fort McMurray to ashes. With a sudden shift in the winds last night, the fast-moving wildfire changed direction, fanning the flames and sending it towards the city center. The evacuation zone was expanded and emergency crews went door to door telling people to get out.
Now you're sitting here and all you see is red flames. It's pretty scary.
The fire has torched at least 1,600 homes and incinerated entire neighborhoods.
Let's go, let's go! It's something like you'd see out of the movies. The bank was on fire when we were driving in. The trailer park that was there is gone. The Super 8's gone. One of the gas stations is gone.
More than 250 firefighters are battling the blaze. City leaders say crews saved the water treatment plant, but the blaze is moving in onto the airport, where all commercial flights have been suspended. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Strong winds, low humidity, and unusually warmer temperatures are helping the fire spread. Deaths have been reported after a collision on a nearby highway, but authorities are not clear if it was related to the evacuation or that massive fire.
Special dances, special food, 2-for-1 margaritas, salsa, chips, and more. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about celebrating Cinco de Mayo today.
It is Cinco de Mayo. The 5th day of May is a national holiday in Mexico that's also celebrated right here in the U.S.
And a big celebration is going on right here in Lexington. Deanne Stevens is out and about with more. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys, and happy Cinco de Mayo. From Mi Pequeña Hacienda, we have a very special group of dancers here with us this afternoon. Lorena, what are we watching?
We're watching a very original dance from Mexico. We're celebrating our battle. We won the battle over the French on Puebla, Mexico. So we are, come and join us. We have margaritas, 2-for-1 margaritas all day. And also the draft beer, 99 cents. Special dishes with $9.99, the pork carnitas.
All kinds of goodies. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Hacienda for Cinco de Mayo. All kinds of goodies that they're giving away as well. specials, 2-for-1 margaritas, chips, and salsa, and more. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you as well. The Hamiltons meet the Tonys, and Iron Man faces off against Captain America in New York.
Danielle Nottingham has your eye on entertainment.
Janet Jackson is pregnant. Entertainment Tonight reports the singer, who turns 50 on May 16th, is expecting her first child with her husband of more than 3 years.
My husband and I are planning our family.
Last month, she announced she was postponing her tour to plan her family. The Avengers took over Manhattan as the stars of Captain America's Civil War hit the red carpet for the New York premiere. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and fellow cast members took part in a special screening of the film last night at the Cinema Society. The stars say get ready for an epic battle.
It's a family conflict. You have all these Avengers who are not fighting an enemy, they're fighting each other.
Captain America's Civil War opens nationwide on Friday.
What do? We fight.
In Hollywood, one star was shining brighter than the others. Two-time Oscar-winning actress Jodie Foster was enshrined on Hollywood's Walk of Fame.
I told my children when they asked me, why don't you have a star on Hollywood Boulevard? I said I was waiting to have the opportunity to have one as a director. Who's that guy on camera too?
Foster's latest film as director, Money Monster, stars George Clooney and Julia Roberts. It opens next week. And that's your eye on entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It wasn't the kind of experience one visitor to Sin City was wanting. Why his trip left him looking for the nearest shower. Coming up.
Really chilly day out there, and it has you really thinking, is it really May out there?
I went for a run, and I actually had on a little winter cap. I thought, well, it's going to look stupid, but it's
you
cold.
You kind of need it.
Yeah. So, Chris Bailey, I look kind of stupid, I guess.
Yeah, you don't look stupid, my man. You just, you know what? You look comfortable out there. Huh? Yeah. I had someone tweet me today actually saying, you know what? Feels like football weather. I'm like, hold on, put the brakes on. It's May. It's a little early to be talking about football weather, although, yeah, it kind of feels the October part out there. 50s across the board, low 50s at that. Jackson, London, into the Lexington area and Frankfurt as well. With mostly cloudy skies, we've seen a spotty shower or two. Majority of that has been holding across parts of eastern Kentucky, though we're watching the northern, northeastern skylines for the possibility for a little stray shower or two coming into town as the evening goes by, as that low pressure goes by to our south and southeast. Better weather comes in behind it as we start out the upcoming Derby/Mother's Day weekend. Let's check on traffic. Here's Officer Don.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic and a collision on the inner loop of Manor at Tate's Creek. A couple of cars involved. They're going to try to move them out of the way and completely out of traffic. So far, Lexington traffic flows about normal to Versailles. We're doing okay. Scott County on 75 to Georgetown. It's a decent ride, and same on 64 toward Winchester. Now back to you in the studio.
Police going viral in a shower in Sin City. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
Police are used to running after the bad guys, right? But can that help them score internet fame? Well, a New Zealand police force is proving that it does. Look at them go. The department's dance moves have become an internet sensation after they posted a video of officers doing the latest viral challenge, the Running Man. That's pretty good. They are now challenging police officers around the world. Beat their Running Man. The dare has been aimed at police in Australia, the UK, Los Angeles, and New York. Have fun.
All right, prepare to be grossed out with this next story. The Slotzilla in Las Vegas is a slot machine-inspired zip-line ride at the city's Fremont Street Experience. But some people recently, the visitors there to Sin City, may have felt more inspired to hit the showers than play the slots after a teenage rider reportedly went to the bathroom on people below.
Like a lot of liquid coming from above us, just showering from head to toe. Our back and top of the head dripping down, and we thought it was some sort of water, maybe some drinks or beer.
Fremont Street's marketing director reportedly said the teen's parents apologized for the nasty stunts.
They apologize? Now what about this?
He needs to apologize for sure.
I've got some harsh words for that guy. Okay.
Your gross report for the day. Sorry, folks.
I'm glad you had that one. Much more to come. Stick around now for WKYT at 5.